So guys, welcome back. We're going to start off with a simulation on World War I. So what we're focusing on is basically America's involvement in it. What we talked about before was what led up to World War I. We're going to focus on the American aspect. So your question that you're going to answer after we break apart is this. So according to the information you get, which in here, you're going to get information about your state that you're going to be assigned. So example, Massachusetts. As well as documents that led up to World War I, you're going to answer. Basically, should the United States enter World War I and why? So what we're going to do, it's like a mini NATO in a sense, where each state is going to have a delegation, and you guys are going to answer questions that are in here. Go through the documents, and then we're going to come back and talk about the final discussion and the final, basically, vote on if we're going to enter World War I or not. So right now, it is pre-1917. We are neutral as a nation, and you guys are going to decide that. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and make your Massachusetts, the East Coast, North,
He said no.
North Carolina, welcome.
Thanks.
Well, you're not racist, that's wonderful. You guys, she said Wisconsin.
You're very racist, right, Nene?
Oh, actually, you know what? Because you're wearing it, I'm switching it.
Hell yeah.
You're Texas.
Hell yeah.
You guys are Wisconsin.
Oh my god!
And actually, some of you guys might be working singleton because I don't have a lot for everybody.
No.
You don't want to be a singleton?
No.
Okay. Victor, I'm going to have you be Nebraska because you're a bit corny. Get it? No?
I'm sorry, I didn't find cell phone.
He said there's going to be
California. Welcome.
California.
He wants to be in Illinois.
Could I be in Aberdeen, Illinois, please?
You're Illinois.
Lanes.
We're starting the simulation, so I'm going to explain
At least I'm gonna say that I'm
Who wants to be in New Jersey?
Why didn't you?
You can be with us. Yes, right. New Jersey, and you two can be New Jersey. And then I'm going to have you be New York.
Happy birthday, Raymond!
You're by yourself.
Good.
And actually two, yeah, we're going to have 3 simultaneous and then the rest are there. So, now that we have this, really quick, basically, we can read this together. If you guys want to read that on your own, I'll leave it up to you. Good to go? All right. I'll read this first paragraph and then I'll give it to you guys. So, the road to United States involvement in World War I. It is, right now, the fall of 1914, and World War I is raging in Europe. 25 years of competition has turned Europe into a jungle in which nations are struggling for survival. You, however, are an American. You are. Sitting peacefully across the Atlantic watching the struggle. Your group, or you, represents a state in the United States Senate. In order for the United States to declare war, 2/3 of the states, you guys, must agree to enter war on the same side. So, if you guys do decide you want to enter war on the Central Powers, that is a vote you can have. I don't, well, based on your story here. So, how about Layla? Pick up from there. The United States is.
The United States is shocked by the war and we would like to avoid it. We are committed to neutrality. The general rules governing neutral nations in times of war have been adopted at a conference in London in 1909. The only nation at war which has refused to sign the Declaration of the Rights of Neutral Nations was England. This declaration stated that 1. Any neutral nation has the right to trade any product with any other neutral nation during a time of war. 2. Any neutral nation has the right to trade any non-military products, like food, with any nation during a time of war. 3. Any neutral nation has the right to arrange loans and financial agreements with any nation during a time of war. And 4. Before attacking any non-military ship, a naval warship must stop the ship and evacuate all passengers on board before sinking the ship.
Okay, so I want to mark that. That's our basically Declaration of Neutrality. All right, from there, this last little paragraph, how about Mr. Texas? Adam, I'll read the President Wilson part.
President Wilson has repeatedly stated during the last few weeks that the United States will remain neutral during the war and that he expects all warring nations to respect the Declaration of Rights of Neutral Nations. On August 4th, he officially declares the U.S. to be a neutral country. He urges Americans to be impartial in thought as well as in action, neutral in fact as well as name. Many Americans do not feel as neutral as Wilson would like. German Americans, mostly living in the Midwest, and Irish Americans, mostly living in the eastern cities, support the Central Powers. Many other Americans support England because of traditional ties of language, heritage, and customs. Different factors might have influenced your opinions about the war depending on which state you are from.
Okay. Now, for this part, I don't want you to read out loud what the state description says. You, as yourself, or you and your partner, read through those factors. They could definitely influence your position. And then on the inside, really quickly, just to look at it, guys, is basically excerpts from his declaration of war speech. So you can kind of skip that for now and read through that. I also do have documents that basically led up to us actually declaring war. So this is kind of background information for you guys to look at. That includes the Zimmerman note, which we've talked about, among other things. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes of you guys going through those documents, looking through, as well as taking into account your state characteristics to decide if you as a state do want to enter war and also what side you want to enter on. So keep in mind too, this is 1914. We do know World War I happened, but I want you guys to take into account your state's characteristics for this and leave your own biases out. All right. Any questions? Wonderful. Let's get going.
Do we write on this?
You can write all over it.
Okay, so for Illinois, Chicago has been called Did I just say slaves? Your state's economy depends on the railroad and the Great Lakes. Chicago is the Great Lakes.
And also too, is that saying if you guys have questions.
I'm pretty sure.
If you have questions.
See, I don't know how I'm supposed to. How is life we've already been.
All right, guys, we're gonna go 2 more minutes, 2 to 3 more minutes before we get going.
When some of our exports begin like taking over insights, like
Texas Steelers.
So,
Yeah, and you can still.
Hey, you see like the tax for the Chicago market now, that was for the rail. That's why it's called Chicago rail. Because of the bill.
you want to be.
You could remain neutral, you'd be like, hey, Central Powers.
So beautiful.
I'd keep blankets. You know, Russia's kind of has some blankets. Yeah.
So you can definitely.
and we could put we will still be.
You are like, let's just say the governor, state governor, the head diplomat of.
So like, if you prefer all the.
No.
And no one was dramatic, I was like.
What do you mean by being sort of?
Well, it's like,
She knows. She sits here and she'll say, everybody.
You can say, as the governor of Virginia, I want to look out for your whole outlook is on Virginia.
I think Auburn might have heard.
How was the question?
Mark went through my phone and found out.
And that's.
He thought it was funny, and then everybody else wanted to know. Because Mark's really
We could still sell cannabis.
everybody wants to.
Your allies.
I was in curiosity. These are literally just imperial.
Yeah, but I mean, he knows
That's what I was checking.
but he doesn't know
All right, we got like one more minute before we get going. We're gonna convene as a delegation. We're gonna talk. So also, too, as you guys are finishing up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reconvene. We're gonna go to each state to hear their arguments. We can have counter arguments or debates from other states, and then we're gonna do an official vote and tally to see if we join the war or not.
What part do you want to do?
I'm interested. This is. I actually.
It was like, yeah, I don't think this is a good idea.
Wednesday. Okay, 30 more seconds. What did you Can we check that?
No, it's just like.
Is it like a long time?
Yeah.
Okay.
World War II.
You can do that.
This is like a vibe.
So I basically so I can't.
Big boy next
Okay, here we go. All right, so do your last minute notes. What we're going to do now is we're going to reconvene, and we're going to be talking state by state. So does one state want to lead off as far as our answer? Well, actually, reminder, our question is, should the United States enter World War I? And we are hearing from individual states as far as that, and it's up to you guys, and if we go, stay neutral or go to war. So, anyone want to start first? By population? It's gonna be close there. Virginia would actually be the most populated. Or should we go by least populated?
Yeah.
North
Small guys first. Small guys first.
Small guys first. You know what? We're gonna go largest to smallest. How about that? So, Virginia, if you could. Now, for this, you don't have to declare your official vote. You can hear from other states, but if you're really staunch on your opinion, we can tally up the vote. But we want to hear your reasoning and what you think for the question.
Okay, so Virginia would like to remain neutral. And a big source is that it states that the economy will continue to prosper in the states because Virginia will still be able to trade with any nation even during the war.
Right.
So like specialize in agriculture, which is food, which you can sell free
So,
to the nation.
economic nations, or economic reasons, excuse me. Okay. All right, so we have Virginia. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And then not only does it matter economically, but I think as the governor, that's right.
Yeah,
As
you're the governor.
of Virginia, I think it's important to also look out not only for yourself as a country, but really think about individual people and knowing the struggles they're going to face. So the outlook is on my people and seeing how my decision will affect them individually, how families will be torn apart.
It's a good reason. Hold on.
And then referencing the sea battles, do we want to start? And it's saying that the sinking of the Lusitania, which was a ship that carried innocent bystanders, it doesn't make sense. Why would you want to send your own people into war, sending them into conditions in which they were struggled because people died? It will increase the number of deaths, and it will decrease our resources economically, and also it was worse off.
Okay. That's definitely good reasons. So, economic reasons, humanitarian reasons, and saving lives. Very nice. Anything else, Virginia?
No.
All right. Who would be our next? Let's go ahead with. Yeah, Texas. All right.
You know
Let's go over to Texas. All right, Longhorns. All right, we want to hear from Texas and their reasoning. So Texas, go ahead.
Texas has